So in today's society, we have a lot of people who, have this idea that they can just get by life by themselves, right? That they think that they can be a single person and life should just be, easy. But a lot of people realize quickly that, this world is not meant for single people. And in this video, we have a woman, a single mother of two, who's gonna actually have to, come to this realization herself. So let's see what she has to say, and then I'll share my thoughts.
Okay, y'all don't mind how red my face is, but I just wanted to get on here and say that I feel like the world is set up to be against single moms. Like, not even just single moms, just people with low income. Because this is the second housing place that won't accept me because I don't make enough money. I feel so defeated right now, y'all. I'm having to move out of my current house because I cannot afford to live here. And I'm trying to find something to where I can go back to school and I can maintain school, work, and having two kids. And I'm trying to get accepted into government housing. But the past 2 times that I have, they literally tell me that I'm not making enough and that I have to wait around on a second assistance, which is rental assistance, which could be up to a year wait. And y'all, I'm just like, if you think I can't afford life, so I can't even move into this, how can I wait a year? Like, when I tell y'all, this is literally, I feel like this is supposed to be my year to feel free, and it's just like, you think being a single mom is gonna be you healing yourself and all this stuff, and it's like, really being a single mom is trying to figure out how you're fixing to survive. Like, I'm gonna throw up, y'all. I need to calm down, but I really have nobody to vent to, and I really don't give a who has something to say about me crying on fucking social media. I'm not asking for a fucking handout. I just wanted to vent because maybe some other mothers know how I feel. Y'all. Thank y'all for listening. I'm sorry. I know I look ugly. I probably should not post this, but I really don't give a fuck. I'm already letting y'all know my life already, and I already gave the good news, and I was like, oh, we're going to be going into a new apartment, blah, blah, already submitted the stuff, but no, we're not actually. I mean, maybe a miracle is going to happen, y'all, but for right now, it's not good news, so.
Yeah, first of all, I don't understand why a lot of these females come on social media just like, just sharing their whole life to the world, right? Talking about you don't care what people think. Man, you do care, And it's just like, all right, if it's that bad, why are you sharing it with the world, right? For a lot of these women, like, for them, this is like therapy, right? Going on social media, crying, spewing all their going through all the issues that they got going on. For them, it's like therapy. If you need therapy, go talk to somebody, right? This is like, going on social media is not the thing to do, all right? Second of all, right, look at life. Life is not against single mothers. Like, this is not about single mothers. Life is life. Like, there are people in worse situations than you, right? That are not single parents, right? They're dealing with health issues. That's just life. Life is not against anything. It's just that life is very difficult doing it by yourself. And we have a lot of people that think they can do it by themselves, especially a lot of these women, like these single mothers that, obviously have this idea that they don't need men, right? Like, they can do this whole thing without, the father of their children, right? Which is obviously a big issue in itself, that you don't want to have the father involved. And you have 2 children that also need their fathers, but yet you're still here trying to go through life saying like the world is against single mothers. No, but the thing is it's very hard going through this life by yourself, trying to get things by yourself, trying to raise 2 kids by yourself. Like, the world doesn't owe you anything. The world doesn't owe you housing. The world doesn't owe you health care. The world doesn't owe you food. Right? The world doesn't owe you any of these things. They don't care who you are. That's life. And the way the life works is that you're supposed to have like a community of people around you helping you, get these things for you, right? You having 2 children, you should be having a father with you, a man with you to help you raise those children, to help raise those children. Right. And not only that, but you should have a community. And again, I get it. Like, life isn't simple. Like, I know, for a lot of people, they don't have that community around them where they have family members. And I understand it can be difficult for a lot of people to do that. However, you remember, it's your choices. You've made choices, right? You've made a lot of choices that's making your life harder, right? And you have to own that, right? And not to sound, not to show that I'm not empathetic to your situation, but we all make choices in life that either make our lives easier or make our lives tougher. I've made choices in my life when it comes to managing, when I, taking on debt, put myself in, in serious financial situation. Then eventually I got out of it. But we all make choices that make our life harder. But you hopefully would learn from these mistakes and then try to and take these mistakes, this information, and then try to make your life easier going forward. Okay. But the thing is, like the people that none of these people owe you housing. Like the government doesn't owe you housing. Like no one owes you anything. Right, this is supposed to be your year where you're supposed to be free and everything. Like life doesn't care about that. Life doesn't care about you being a year. You got to take steps to make your life easier, and it's gonna be hard doing it by yourself. You are a single mother of two. It's going to be difficult. It's not gonna be easy. All right, but we have a lot of people, like I said, that try to do these things. They try to do these things by themselves. They go through life where they say I'm an independent woman. I can get through this by myself. And then you quickly learn, like, you can't. It's not easy. Okay. It's not easy. And you come in here crying on social media. Like no one really cares. I understand she came on here probably looking for empathy, sympathy, whatever you want to call it. Looking for people to, understand that, there's others going through the same situation. It makes them feel better. I know a lot of females do that, especially on TikTok, but like no one really cares. Like, you coming on social media, like none of these people are going to help you, right? You're going to have to help yourself. You're going to have to make decisions. You're going to have to make choices in life that's going to help improve your life. And I think going forward, if you continue to make better decisions, then you'll find your life getting somewhat easier, right? Like I said, life is never easy. There's always complication. There's always adversity. There's always, obstacles that are going to get in your way. And that's part of life, is you have to find a way as an adult to get through those obstacles. And hopefully you're not doing it by yourself. You have someone with you to help get through those things, those obstacles, to make it easier for yourself. But she's a single mother. I'm not sure how involved that the baby daddy is, but from the looks of it, she it seems like she's just doing everything by herself. Okay. And these are choices that you made. You didn't have just one child with the father, you had two. So you made two choices in order to that's going to, of course, make your life more difficult. Okay. And of course, children are blessings, but remember, like, it's not easy raising children. Right? And of course, these are choices that you made for yourself. So you got to figure out how to get through that. And no, the world is not against you when it comes to you as a single mother. It's just that single mothers have a difficult time trying to get things done by themselves, just like anybody else. If you're a single person, of course, it's not as difficult as a single mother, barring any health, but it's much easier because you don't have anybody responsible for. You don't have to worry about. No one's responsible for you. You're not responsible for anybody else, right? Anybody's life. You have two children, so you're responsible for those two children, which makes it much more difficult. Okay, so like you got to understand that these are things you're putting yourself in this situation by your choices, and you got to understand that the world doesn't owe you anything, the housing, none of that. And I understand it can be difficult sometimes, but we all have to go through some type. We all go through some type of sort of difficulty in our life. It's not just about you, right? The world is not like, oh, let's attack this single mother. Like, no. It's just the way the world. It's just the way life is, and just something we all have to figure it out. And we hopefully through our choices, we make better choices. And hopefully going forward, it makes our life a little bit easier. All right. So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Hit the like button and share. And if you haven't done so, then make sure to subscribe. So guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.